What's going on, everybody? It's the Hook Cam back again with another film breakdown. Lots of content coming out on this weekend before the NFL season kicks off. The Jadeveon Clowney saga finally comes to somewhat of an end as he signs a one-year, $15 million deal with the Tennessee Titans. And to be honest, I love this deal. I really, really do. I know that Jadeveon Clowney kind of gets a lot of hate. I don't know why. I think it's... I don't know. I honestly don't know why, to be honest with you. But I want to break down why I love this deal, what Clowney brings to Tennessee, and why I think Mike Vrabel is going to turn this dude into an absolute stud, and I think he's going to fit in very well in Tennessee. So, before we dive into all of that, if you could hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to my channel, The Hook Cam, as well as to Jackson Kruger Sports, that would just mean the world to both of us, as we are both just pumping out content left and right. Hope everybody's as fired up as I am for this NFL season. Now, let's dive into why I love Jadeveon Clowney with the Tennessee Titans. First things first, let's be honest with Jadeveon Clowney. If you haven't seen his high school highlight tape, you need to stop watching this video. Or actually, no, finish watching this video and then go watch his high school highlight tape, because he is one of the most athletic people I've ever seen in my life. I mean, this dude's high school highlight tape is unreal. And then he goes to college, he does the same thing at South Carolina. And then he gets into the league and he kind of fades away. What's happening? What happened to Jadeveon Clowney? Was it playing out of position? He's such a good athlete, he should be able to play anywhere. Completely understand that. I think that he kind of found a home a little bit in Seattle in terms of his position, because in Pete Carroll's defense, really what he does, it's a very standard 4-3. But what he does, Pete Carroll, with his 4-3 is that he puts his most athletic player as the weak side guy. So in this position right here, here's your Sam, here's your Mike, there's Jadeveon Clowney. He's that weak side defensive end or edge rusher, and then there's your Will right here. Now, what this does is it creates mismatches for a number of reasons, and I'm going to get into why I think Mike Vrabel is going to turn this dude into an absolute stud in their defense. Jadeveon Clowney's natural athletic ability is next level, and we see some of it on a play like this right here, where this is just a straight up, just base up on this cat on the outside. He does a great job of working underneath that. He's so quick, he's so powerful, and he's in there to make a play, and he does this time and time again, but I don't think that he's really exploded onto the scene yet, and it's weird to say because he's been in the league for a long time, but that athleticism is still there. Don't be fooled. Make no mistake about it. This kid is still an absolute freak. He's got a great football IQ. He can do basically anything you ask of him, because he has that experience playing as like an outside backer, right? As an edge defender, right? We look at a situation like this, working that pass rush, ends up backing off and spying. We all know how good Big Ben is at working around in the pocket, getting his hands up, knocking that ball away, boom, pass deflection. He does this time and time again throughout last season. They try and match up tight ends on him. That's not going to work. He's too fast. He's too powerful. This dude is still a good football player, and to be honest, I don't really understand why he does get the hate that he does. He can line up almost anywhere. He can do almost anything. Tight ends aren't going to be able to block him, and he did this a lot in Seattle, right? And he's also got a good nose for the football. We see a couple of clips right here against the Cardinals where he's working inside on a little blitz that the Seattle Seahawks have dialed up. Does a good job peeling away from that, making a pick, and you're not going to catch him once he gets to the outside. He's absolutely he's a freak athletically, as I've said about 1,000 times in this video. But what I think Vrabel is going to do with him is where I really think that he's going to have a phenomenal season next year. I really do. I think that the Titans are going to use him a little bit as the same way as the Seahawks did, where they use him as that weak side defensive end. Here's just another feather in his cap, by the way, going for that football, stripping it, getting a big turnover for the Seattle Seahawks in this situation. But again, he's relentless. He's got a good nose for the football. He's fast. He's physical. He's a large human being. Here he is again. Once again, this is more of like on the strong side of the formation. Kind of depends on how the defense classifies it, because technically they're still lining up with their Sam, their Mike, and their Will right here. They line them up in the gap, which is going to be tough for any team to go ahead and deal with, and especially when you can get this matchup right here, which is why I think he ends up kind of being on the weak side of this formation, and on the weak side of a lot of defenses, because you kind of get this matchup with a tight end on, right? A lot of times teams will go 3-by-1 and they'll have their tight end on the weak side, whatever it may be, and he's able to work and he's able to beat almost any defensive end. His first step is so quick. He's able to get skinny in this situation, work back outside, and then of course looking for that football as he goes to make that tackle. But where are the Titans going to use him? What are they going to do with him? Once again, I see them using him a lot like the Seattle Seahawks did, as that weak side defensive end. And again, you match up the athletic ability of Jadeveon Clowney with the defensive mind of Mike Vrabel, and we have a pretty special mix right here. So where I've pictured Jadeveon Clowney with the Tennessee Titans is right here. in this position as one of these stand-up guys. Now again, with Vrabel, he could use him as really that strong side or weak side defender, whichever way they want to classify it, field or boundary. Some defenses will go to the field, right? This situation, this is the field, that's where more of the field is, and this is the boundary where less of the field is. Now, the way I think of it is that I want my more athletic guy in space, because we know Jadeveon Clowney can cover as much space as you need him to. He's one of the most athletic dudes, right? So I see him dialing up blitz packages, dropping him off into coverage, rushing him upfield, trying to get matchups where he's going to be against a tight end and he's going to win that matchup a lot of times. Another thing that you can do when you have that weak side defensive end who's that freakish and that athletic, so much of the NFL today is around the RPO game. It's all around optioning off that weak side defensive end. Well, that weak side defensive end is Jadeveon Clowney, and he can really take away both, right? You're not going to keep it a lot against Jadeveon Clowney. And you think about who are the contenders right now in the AFC. Obviously, you've got the Chiefs. The Patriots could end up making a run. You've got the Ravens. A lot of those teams are going to be optioning off that weak side defensive end. So do you want a guy who's going to be able to chop his feet and squeeze that gap so he's going to read, oh, I got to keep it in this situation for a quarterback, right? And then as soon as he keeps it, now you've got Jadeveon Clowney working to chase him down. That's a situation that I want. Now, here's what I'm talking about in action. This is a really simple RPO from the Chiefs, right? They're working right here. Patrick Mahomes' eyes are on 44 right at the end of the line of scrimmage. He chops and squeezes this gap. As he chops and squeezes, that's going to have Pat Mahomes keep the rock in this situation. And now we've got Jadeveon Clowney working out here to chase him down. Now, obviously, Lamar is a lot faster than Pat, but I think that Jadeveon's going to be able to keep up with him to some extent, and it's going to be able to take a lot of those situations away. So we're looking at it in a game-specific situation. That's where I think Jadeveon Clowney fits in with the Tennessee Titans. I think that they can do a lot with him, and when you match the brains of Mike Vrabel with the athletic ability of Jadeveon Clowney, I think that you have a really, really solid mix, and you think about everything that you can do with him. You can have him stand up at that defensive end spot. You can have him drop off into coverage. You can have him rush. You can have him do a number of different things. And I think the two of them combined together are going to have a very, very special relationship, and I think that he's really going to excel in that Tennessee Titans defense. So anyway, guys, there's a brief one today. I just saw this news, wanted to get this out to you guys as soon as possible. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you could hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, that would mean the world to me. And you know what? If there's Titans fans out there who want to shoot this off to one of their friends who is also a Titans fan, that would mean the world to me. I'd really, really appreciate that. I do think that this is a really good signing. It's a lot of money, like a year, 15 mil. I understand that. It is a prove-it deal for Jadeveon Clowney in a sense, though. I don't think that a lot of teams wanted to sign him long-term. He hasn't showed that consistent prowess of being a top-tier defensive talent in the NFL yet. Now, with this deal and with Mike Vrabel, I think that he has the ability to, because he's around a coach who knows how to get the best out of his players. Not that the coaches that he was with before didn't, but maybe he just hasn't really found that right home yet. Obviously, I want to see every player in the NFL do well. I don't have players that I hate. I enjoy football wherever it is. I'm not going to hold a grudge against anybody just because they play for a different team. I hope that he plays well. I hope that he has a phenomenal year this year, and hopefully he gets paid. He already did for a year, 15 mil, so hopefully there's much more to come for Jadeveon Clowney, one of the more athletic guys in the NFL. Seriously, if you haven't seen his high school highlight tape, you got to go check it out because it is phenomenal. With all that being said, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you could hit that like button and that subscribe button, as I've already said, that's all I got for you guys today. Stay safe, wash those hands. We got football season coming in about 4 days, fellas. Get excited, and I'll see you guys next time.